Don't overthink when you're dealing with women. You're out in public. You looking at her. You keep looking at her. You keep looking at her. Like, man, she got a nice body. Man, she got some beautiful skin. She got some beautiful long hair or some short hair, whatever your desire is, whatever your preference is. But instead of going to talk to her, you talk yourself out of talking to her why you shouldn't talk to her. You know, man, can I really attract her, bro? Am I on her level? Why would she go for a guy like me? Man, she got all these other dudes, man. Why would I even try? And all that overthinking will lead you to not approaching her, will lead you to not talking to her. Not knowing you had an opportunity to potentially get her. You had that opportunity, but you blew it. I've had those opportunities a lot in my life. Countless of times you see very beautiful women, very attractive women, but you convince yourself on why you shouldn't go up there and talk to them. Because you let your overthinking get to you. You let it get to you. And it's getting to you because you have no confidence. Because you lack confidence. That's why it's getting to you so bad. So you pedestalize her. You care so much about what she has to say. You're afraid to hear no. You're afraid to get rejected. So it's like, man, I'm going to get rejected anyway. I might as well not even try. That's the mentality that you have, man. I don't want you guys having that type of mentality. I want you having a mentality of, man, I can do it. You know, I'm going to put my best foot forward. And if she says no, that's fine. You know, I'm going to improve. So next time, I won't hear no. I'm going to put my best foot forward, fam. Put your best foot forward. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a shot, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna plead your case to why you should get a promotion? You gonna go in there with your best foot forward on why you should get a promotion? You need to go in with your best foot forward on why, you know, on why should she even qualify to be with you? Why would she qualify? What makes her qualify to be with a guy like you, man? That's the mindset that you need to have. Just because of how she look, she's entitled to you. You start to change your perception. You start to change your thought process. Oh, okay. Just another human being. And if she says no, there's more out there. There's plenty of other fishes in the sea. You gotta really believe that there's plenty of other fishes in the sea that's gonna give you an opportunity, bro. They're gonna give you an opportunity. Right? Because sometimes the game can be so easy, the game comes to you. You don't have to say nothing. You can show up and they already want to be on your team. So there's no point of overthinking. Especially when you're in a relationship, because I'm going to just tell you the truth, dog. She going to do what she want to do. I'm just being real. She going to do what she want to do, bro. So when she heading off to college, you wonder, man, I hope she ain't cheating on me. I hope she ain't going to the bar tonight. I hope she ain't out with her friends. She partying and doing all this. You should save yourself the headache and just know, bro, it's time to move on. She always want to go on girls' nights out. What is that gonna cause? That's gonna cause you to overthinking that she probably cheating on you. So you instead of you dealing with that, to prevent you from overthinking, you don't need to be in that situation. That's why you put boundaries in place. You put some type of guidelines of, hey, I don't really want you doing this because you understand it's going to cause you to overthink. So you're going to be accusing her of doing things that she might not be doing because of your insecurity. Right? And that can push a lot of women away, bro. You really can. But I know it's coming from a place of a place of love that you know, that because you want to be with her, you don't want her doing certain things, but it's projected. You're, even though you're doing it out of love, it's coming. When you say it, it sounds like you're fearful. You're afraid that she's gonna find somebody else. You're afraid because you don't want to lose her, because you care so much about her, because you would do anything to keep her, because you care so much. And that's another thing. How do you stop overthinking? You have to learn to be in control of your emotions. You can care, but you can't care too much. You can love her, but you can't necessarily be in love. Just being real, this is the real honest truth, man. Because when you care so much, that's when you're going to start putting more emotion into it. That's what's going to cause you to overthink. Because you really care about their opinion. You really care about them so much. Now you overthinking 24/7. As a man, you don't want to overthink. You don't want to overthink. Because overthinking is mean you're being emotional. You want to think with a point of logic and reasoning and understanding. This is the truth. This is the hard cold facts. If you can't do what I want you to do, this is not going to work for a long-term relationship. It can be cordial, it can be casual, we can have our fun, but there will be no commitment because I'm already aware I don't want you doing certain things. Because if you do it, it's going to cause me to overthink. So why do I put myself in that position? Right? Like it's a lot of married men right now that's going through a position where they get no intimacy. They get no type of bedroom activity with their wife anymore. Because their wife doesn't have that desire, that lust that she once had for him. That went down the window. That went out the drain. Probably as soon as he said I do, that went out the drain. Because now she think, oh, I secured this. He's gonna be providing me for his whole entire life. And then her true colors come out. Because in reality, she just settled for you. Women will settle a lot, fam. What you mean, bro? What you mean? If you older, you kind of you understand this concept. But if you younger, like if you younger, you wasn't taught no type of knowledge. Women, they look out for themselves, bro. So what do I mean? They will make sure that they're taken care of. So they would do whatever they need to do to make sure they're taken care of, and then they will on the back burner, they'll show you who they really are. So for example, let's say your dad was married, your dad had a wife and she cheated on him. And you probably wondering to yourself, why would she cheat on him when he does everything right? He does everything right. He does everything that society tells a man to do, to love her, to provide for her, to care so much about her, to put her above you. He did every single thing that society said to do. However, she really wasn't that interested in him as far as sexually. But she understand that he made a lot of money. She understand that he would take care of, he would take care of the kids. He pays the bills off. He does just enough to get by. You do just enough to get by. That's her perception of you. So in her brain, she's settled. But the dynamic you want is a woman that desires you as much as you desire her. Because that's going to make a great, collaboration. You're going to really enjoy her company. You're going to really enjoy her time. Because it's mutual. It's not one-sided. When it's one-sided, you pulling all the weight and there's no help. You have no help. It's like watching NBA teams And there's one superstar on the team, he's doing every single thing that he can, but they still end up losing. Because he has no other help. There's no other supporting cast. That's what a one-sided relationship feels like. And you constantly hearing, I'm too tired to do it, I work too many hours, I'm not in the mood to do it, that just goes on. And you believe her because, okay, she might just be too tired, she works a lot. But it goes on for 1 month. It goes on for 5 months. It goes on for a year. It goes on for 10, 15 years. But you finally wake up, oh, the whole time she just really wasn't sexually attracted to me. That will make you cry. Because that's so hard to hear. I was only with you because you paid the bills. That is the only reason why that I stayed, was because you paid the bills. And then the whole time she's stepping out on you. And as far as a man, you can settle because, it be some chicks that, you might not find them the most desirable, but they'll do everything else. They'll cook, they'll clean for you. You know what I'm saying? They'll make you and your homeboys food while you're watching a football game, while you're watching a basketball game. But she doesn't really tick off that box as far as, your sexual attraction to her. And you feel like, well, I mean, she does everything else, so you kind of just overlook it. But in reality, you settling, bro, because, that's not something you really wanted to do. She's not up to your standard. And then you get the mindset of, this is the best that I can do. I'm not going to get nothing better than this. But you'll truly never be fulfilled. She doesn't tick all your boxes. And I'm not saying you might, that you're not going to have to sacrifice at times. I'm not saying that. She might do everything else, but she might be lacking in this one department. But, we know that a huge part of a, relationship is about, sexual interest. That will make or break a relationship very quickly. And money. So I don't want you guys to overthink. I want you guys to play a game how it's supposed to be played. Don't overthink. See the game for what it is. Recognize it, and you make your moves. If she's not wifey material, don't put her in that category. If she is, then you can do so, but just don't be alarmed. Don't be bamboozled when she changes who she once was, man. It's your boy Key, man. I'm gone, bro.